Breathing is very often affected by worry and anxiety. We see this most dramatically when a person has a panic attack and feels like he is suffocating for lack of air. He's not. No one suffocates from panic, but he is experiencing uncomfortable breathing, which tricks him into thinking some catastrophe is about to occur. People with chronic worry often experience a less dramatic but very bothersome discomfort with their breathing as well. This can include such symptoms as feeling lightheaded and dizzy, numbness and tingling in the extremities, difficulty getting a full breath, tension and heaviness, thoughts of passing out, and increased heart rate. These symptoms aren't at all dangerous, but can grab your attention in ways that make it more difficult to respond to the worry. For this reason, I often find it helpful for people to learn a good breathing exercise. The point of the breathing exercise is not to control your breathing, but to make it sufficiently comfortable that you can return your focus to what's more important, responding to chronic worry. You may have already tried deep breathing and not had much success. The reason for that is that most descriptions of deep breathing are incomplete. You've probably been told, and you've probably also read it as well, that what you need to do is take a deep breath. If you're like most people, that advice hasn't helped you much. It's good advice, but it's incomplete. It doesn't tell you how to take a deep breath. A good breathing exercise should tell you how to take a deep breath, and that's what I'm going to do. Here's the key. When you feel like you can't catch your breath, it's because you forgot to do something. You forgot to exhale. That's right. Before you can take a deep breath, you have to give one away. Why? Because when you've been breathing in a short, shallow manner from your chest, if you try to quickly switch to a deep inhale, it's very hard to do. You're very likely to simply take a more labored, shallow breath from your chest. That will give you all the air you need, but it won't feel good. Go ahead, try that now and see what I mean. Put one hand on your chest, the other on your belly. Use your hands to notice what muscles you're using to breathe. Breathe very shallowly from your chest a few times, then try to take a deep breath. I think you'll find that when you inhale, you continue to use your chest muscles rather than your diaphragm or belly. Deep breathing, by contrast, comes from your belly. When you breathe in this shallow manner, you get all the air you need to live, but you can also get other physical symptoms which add to your discomfort. You might get chest pain or heaviness because you've tightened the muscles of your chest to an uncomfortable degree. You might feel lightheaded or dizzy because shallow breathing can produce the same sensation as hyperventilation. You might also get a more rapid heartbeat and maybe numbness or tingling in the extremities as well. All from breathing short and shallow. Breathing is actually a sideshow in dealing with chronic worry. The most important response to chronic worry is to use the techniques in this audiobook to develop a different relationship with worry. However, belly breathing can help in managing the physical symptoms of anxiety while you learn how to relate differently to worry. Use it for periodic comfort when you feel the need, but don't turn it into another method of opposing and resisting worry. Belly breathing exercise. 1. Place one hand on your belt line and the other on your chest, right over your breastbone. You can use your hands as a simple biofeedback device. Your hands will tell you what part of your body and what muscles you are using to breathe. 2. Open your mouth and gently sigh as if someone had just told you something really annoying. As you do, let your shoulders and the muscles of your upper body relax down with the exhale. The point of the sigh is not to completely empty your lungs, it's just to relax the muscles of your upper body. 3. Close your mouth and pause for a few seconds. 4. Keep your mouth closed and inhale slowly through your nose by pushing your stomach out. The movement of your stomach precedes the inhalation by just the tiniest fraction of a second, because it's this motion which is pulling the air in. When you've inhaled as much air as you can comfortably without throwing your upper body into it, just stop. You're finished with that inhale. 5. Pause. How long? You decide. I'm not going to give you a specific count because everybody counts at a different rate and everybody has different sized lungs. Pause briefly for whatever time feels comfortable. However, be aware that when you breathe this way, you are taking larger breaths than you're used to. For this reason, it's necessary to breathe more slowly than you're used to. If you breathe at the same rate you use with your small, shallow breaths, you will probably feel a little lightheaded from overbreathing, and it might make you yawn. Neither is harmful, they're just signals to slow down. Follow them. 6. Open your mouth. Exhale through your mouth by pulling your belly in. 7. Pause. And 8. Continue to repeat steps 4 to 7. Give it a try now. Go ahead and practice the breathing exercise for a few minutes. Let your hands be your guide. They will tell you if you're doing this correctly or not. Where is the muscular movement of the breathing? You want it to occur at your stomach. Your upper body should be relatively still. If you feel movement in your chest or notice your head and shoulders moving upwards, start again at step 1 and practice getting the motion down to your stomach. This might feel awkward and difficult for the first few times because breathing in the short, shallow way is such an old habit for people who struggle with anxiety. Don't let that bother you. It just means you need persistent, patient practice. Breathing style is a habit, and the best way to retrain a habit is lots and lots of repetition of the new habit. This isn't really something new for you. You used to breathe this way all the time, certainly when you were an infant and young child. In fact, if you want to see some world-class belly breathers, visit the newborns in any maternity ward. They don't breathe with their chests at all, just their tummies, which expand outward when they inhale and contract inwards when they exhale. Infants don't do chest breathing.